We are halfway through the SSL minor league season. Some interesting title challengers have already asserted themselves. It'll be a very interesting run-in as we see which team claims supremacy over the minor division. Hello everyone, I'm Metafiction, and we start our match today in Quebec, where Montreal United will host North Shore. Of course, North Shore is one of the title challengers I just mentioned. They are currently, as the standings will show, just 2 points behind leaders Inter London. So this match will be very important in making sure North Shore can stay within touching distance of the team from London. Of course, any dropped points here would not be the end of the world, but at this stage in the season, they really do all count. And it is North Shore who have gotten us underway, I should mention, in the all-white this time, as Hakkinen is talked to by the referee very early here for that foul. So a very chippy start to this one. Montreal, of course, not having the best of seasons. As you saw, they're currently at the bottom of our table, but certainly room for improvement, shall we say, as Zihao is here to take the corner. It's headed back by Scarpetta. Falls to Zihao again. Takes a shot from inside the box, and that is a free kick to North Shore, I believe for offside. It was a little hard to tell there, but indeed the attack fizzles out for Montreal there. Both teams, of course, with a unique take on 4-2-3-1, as Snooks sends in the corner for North Shore. Lopped a shot at from distance, but it was deflected, and now Montreal could be on the break here. Brothers, though, sloppy in possession as Oak picks it up. Scarpetta passes inside for Del Pirlo. Now Lopta. Squares it for Ricky Bobby, and Ricky Bobby has put North Shore up 1-0. Well, that is always the danger when the ball is at Zizou Lopta's feet. A very well picked out pass. A great job by Ricky Bobby to get into space. And the finish was academic from there. And Montreal find themselves in an early hole here. As just about the last thing they needed with how the season has gone this far. It's a free kick for North Shore. Here's Oak. Del Pirlo. What a shot from well outside the box, but Lua with excellent reflexes to get over and catch that ball. Del Pirlo now passes forward. Ricky Bobby sending it out long for Lopta. Lopta crossing in, finds the head of Del Pirlo, but Brothers, I think it was Brothers, it might have been another player, sent it clear. Kuznetsovich, though, taking it off of Schmidt, and North Shore come forward again. Del Pirlo again. Past Zihao, cutting inside the box, and that is an own goal. My goodness, DeMarcus Brothers got a foot in. Del Pirlo was trying to cross it, but Brothers deflects it into their own net. That is unfortunate. See here, Del Pirlo beats Zihao. Tried to square it again for Ricky Bobby. Brothers stuck and just redirected it past the keeper. Lua could not react in time. And now it is 2-0 to North Shore with Zizou Lopta sending in the corner. And it's headed in by Spaggero, and suddenly it's 3. Well, when it rains, it pours here in Montreal. North Shore are up 3-0. Lopta with just a beautiful corner right under the head of Spaggero there. And what can you say? North Shore have come out swinging today. Lopta crosses in. And that was onto Scarpetta's head, it looked like. Couldn't keep it down. But even with that missed chance, North Shore very firmly in control of this one. Lopta with the free kick, though, right into the wall. Schmidt takes it off of Knezovic. Montreal perhaps breaking. Krustis Jr. with the 1-2 to Schmidt. Can they get something from this counterattack? Schmidt crosses. Couldn't quite get it on target for Krustis Jr. And that is the half. Well, it is not the start Montreal were hoping for today by any means. Only one shot on target for the team from Quebec. You see there the possession. North Shore have had 61 possession to Montreal's 39%. And it is North Shore who are up by a commanding 3-0 lead as we go into the half. It's tough to see how Montreal come back from this, but we've seen far more outlandish things happen in the SSL, believe you me. Willie Norris is subbing on for Montreal, replacing Manny Calavera. And an interesting choice for North Shore, Dalton Kanders coming in goal to replace Brickwall Jr. Be very interesting to see how that plays out. You don't often see goalkeeper substitutions, even in the SSL. Now here is Lopta, sending in the corner kick. Is headed into the air. Tato finds Lopta again, looking for Ricky Bobby there in front of the keeper, but nothing doing. Oak trying to find the through ball for Ricky Bobby. Knezovic does get it. Ricky Bobby shoots well wide. And that was a huge chance for North Shore to pile on the misery, but Ricky Bobby's shot just leaving questions unanswered. Krustis Jr. out wide to Hakkinen. Is supported by brothers there. Hakkinen gets it, crosses that end. Krustis Jr.'s header, though, over the bar. It was a great cross from Hakkinen. Did well to find Krustis, but that finish was just missing what it needed. Morat with the back heel to Ken. Now O'Sullivan manages to evade Lopta. Normus back up to O'Sullivan. Ken and O'Sullivan play the 1-2. O'Sullivan, not a bad shot, but it's headed clear by Scarpetta. The ball pushed out for a corner by Snooks. Some more attacking news here from Montreal as Jihao takes the corner. It's headed away. Brothers first to it, but Tentacles manages to mop up. Well, the odds are long for Montreal, but they have looked better in this second half, have started to fashion some chances here. Although Oak, Tentacles, the final ball to Del Pirlo, though, intercepted by Borat. O'Sullivan's pass not great. Schmidt was the intended target there, but now North Shore rebuilding this move from the back. Here is Oak. Tato to Del Pirlo, back to Snooks. Now Tato to Del Pirlo! They're having a look at it. VAR is reviewing it, and the goal will stand. Some excellent passing here. Snooks to Tato, one time to Del Pirlo. And that was just a very well-executed finish. Here was the moment in question. Del Pirlo timing the run perfectly. Phantomans just barely playing them onside. And it is Montreal United 0, North Shore United 4, with very little time remaining. Of course, goal difference will be very crucial in a title race like this. North Shore will show no signs of letting up, I'm sure. Knezovic tried the long pass to Tentacles, but O'Sullivan got in the way of it. Can fashion perhaps a consolation goal. Squares it to Kimi Hakkinen, and indeed, it is in the back of the net, thanks to Kimi Hakkinen. Well, a point might be out of the question, but at least they've got a goal back. O'Sullivan with the driven cross. It looked like it was headed for Crucis Jr., but Hakkinen just nips to it first, and I think that moment of confusion was enough to get it past Canders. Del Pirlo crosses in. Ricky Bobby off the post. Falls to Bobby again off the other post. Are you kidding me? Shoots it off one post, gets the ball back, shoots it off the other post. I have never seen that. Oh, crossing in, Bobby missing. Or excuse me, that was Tato that time. I'm at a loss for words. I'm sorry. That has got to be some of the worst luck I've seen in the SSL. In my brief time commentating these games, I've never seen anything quite like that. Del Pirlo with space though. Shoots and Lua there equal to it. We will have 3 minutes of added time, but it certainly won't be necessary for North Shore. Del Pirlo shoots from range and it's over the bar. And time very rapidly running out, and Montreal will have to suffer yet another loss on what has been a very disappointing season thus far. But it's a strong performance from North Shore United. Certainly the dominant team here. A final score, Montreal 1, North Shore United 4. And that could be very important for this season's title race. Of course, DeMarcus Brothers, the one responsible for that very unfortunate own goal that added to the deficit. And Zizou Lopta with 2 assists, deservedly your player of the match for this one. So that is it from Montreal. Montreal United 1, North Shore 4. And next up, we go to the other main title contender, Inter London, who will be visiting Seoul Mythic. Of course, Inter, the defending minor league champions, and also the defending SSL Cup champions. They made it through to the quarterfinals of the SSL Cup recently. We'll be looking to make a run to defend that, but first things first, they have business to attend to here in Seoul. And that result did push North Shore to the top of the table for the time being. Of course, pending the result of this match. Will that last? Only time will tell. It is London who kick us off, going left to right in the white and blue. Looking to repeat as champions, and every point will be crucial. Schweinsteiger is fouled by Kamenova. And it's an early free kick to London. An interesting clash of styles. Seoul with the 4-2-3-1. And Inter London going with a 4-2-4 look, a very attacking formation. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. As the ball lands in front of Berbatov. Berbatov puts it past Wilson. If this stands, that would be the opening goal to Inter London. VAR is having a look. And it will stand. That is a goal to Inter London. The ball over the top by King. Levere headed it forward, and Berbatov able to run onto it, just beating out Sherwood there. Here we see again, and just barely played onside by Sherwood was Berbatov, who headed it down past the goalkeeper. And Inter London very quickly reasserting themselves at the top of the table here. You see down in the bottom left corner, the stats seem to indicate one-way traffic for London as we pass the 30-minute mark. That pass intercepted by Blackman. Now London passing forward. LeVert has a shot from long range, but it does get deflected wide, and it will be a corner kick to enter London. It looked like a London player went down there, but couldn't tell who it was. They seem to be fine, though, as here is Nunez to take the corner for Inter London. Eventually. Here is the corner now. Driven in. King heads it back out to Nunez. Knocks it in the middle. There's King. Went down in the box. But the ref played on. Ball is cleared. No ball forward for King. Williams. Here is McGurk sending it back to Conway. Now Nunez. Schweinsteiger to LeVert. LeVert just wide of the post. It looked like that could have gone in, but it does fall just a foul of the far post there. And Inter London miss a chance to extend their lead. But nevertheless, they are going to go into halftime leading Seoul Mythic 1-0. Seoul having not even had a shot yet, despite having just barely edged on possession, 52% to 48%. Certainly not as dominant a performance by London as we just saw from North Shore, but they are getting the job done, and that is what matters at this stage in the season. Again, as a result of the last match, North Shore did go top of the table, but Inter London, if this result holds, would return to first position. And holding pole position, of course, is crucially important in any title race, especially one that looks like it might go down to the wire, such as this one, as Berbatov intercepts that pass from Terrence out to Schweinsteiger, but too much on it, and we are underway here in the second half. Intercepted a header. Here is King. King challenged by Terrence, but Wilson able to gather that one up. With a spicy back pass there to Kerrigan, who is equal to it. Ball over the top to LeVert. LeVert forward. Has a go himself rather than squaring it for Berbatov, but it is going to be a corner for London. Nunez sends it in. It's headed onto the gloves of Wilson, and it does make its way out for another corner. Nunez again with the corner. And that one will go over the bar for a goal kick. Hawkins has the ball, or found it. Dello gets it out. Now Kamenova forward to Paul. Paul shot right at Kerrigan, who tipped it over and behind. And now it is a Seoul corner. And that was, I believe, the first shot by Seoul this match. Headed out to Poggio. And Chouinard had to go from a long way out, and it did not pay off this time. But Seoul have now mastered their first shots on target. And it's another corner for Seoul. Are these signs of life we're seeing? Poggio with the cross, and it's headed over again. So with plenty of time to turn this around, and they are very much starting to make themselves known. Paul sent the free kick in. It was headed just barely wide. Seoul have very much woken up in this match, it would seem. London will have to be careful not to concede, although Seoul are running out of time. As we speak, about 15 minutes remaining. Can Seoul capitalize and find an equalizer? It seems like they're running out of time. Here is Poggio out to Kamanova. 1-2 with Shuanar. Now sending it back to recycle possession. Poggio sends it back to Sherwood. To Garfield. Now Hawkins sends it over the top of Shuanar. Finds Paul. And it's just wide again. So many excellent chances for Seoul have gone begging in this second half. Now London coming forward. Here is Williams. The pass cut out by Terrence, although King is able to mop up the loose possession. London could very much do with an insurance goal here. As Kerrigan sends it long. Ball falls to Hawkins for Seoul, but the pass cut out by Nunez. And now London coming forward again. Here is Schweinsteiger. Contested by Kamanova out on that far wing. Sticks a foot in. McGurk into Berbatov. And Berbatov has a second. And that will almost certainly be that here in Seoul. Kamanova tried to win the ball. Schweinsteiger just barely able to get it out to McGurk, who finds Berbatov. Berbatov shot it right at Wilson, but it deflected back into the net, and that is an absolute dagger for a Seoul team that had been finding their way back into this match. Shuanar far across post, and it's claimed by Kerrigan, and that will surely be it as soon as the referee blows the whistle. Kerrigan for now sending it long. Berbatov passing back to Kanwai. Blackman to Berbatov. And that is indeed that. As Seoul Mythic, unable to equalize at home, had an opportunity there in the closing stages, but it was Dimitar Berbatov who sealed the day with a brace for Inter London. And with that, Inter London reassert themselves as league leaders at the end of this match day. Berbatov, of course, the player of the match with 2 goals that proved decisive for Inter London. And so there it is, once again, Seoul Mythic 0, Inter London 2. Inter London back in first place atop the SSL minor league table. How important will that result be later in the season? Time will tell. In the meantime, we now move on to Egypt, in the shadow of the pyramids, where Cairo City will host FC Kapstadt. You see there Cairo with the somewhat asymmetric 4-2-3-1 with the right wing back there. And a more orthodox 3-4-3 or 5-2-3 perhaps for Kapstadt. Now both these teams certainly on the wrong end of the table. Time's certainly running out for both these teams to mount a last gasp challenge. Can one of them claim an advantage here today and build momentum going into the back half of the season? It is Cairo who get us started, left to right in the yellow and brown. It is Ibrahimovic, back to Angerin. Angerin with the long ball, trying to find Ibrahimovic, but just too much on it, and it will be a goal kick. Now Otto von Bismarck stands over this goal kick. It will be played short. Oh, Okocha nicks it off of Cabral, and JJ Okocha, seizing on the opportunity, has put Cairo City in the lead very early on. Oh, it was Cabral who tried to pass forward to So Hot right now, but Okocha was right there on it, cutting it out and putting it past the defense before they knew what hit them. Andre now sending in the cross at the far post, or at the near post for our sakes. Von Bismarck does push it over. It'll be a corner kick to Cairo. Van Gerritsen sending it in. He is headed clear. Hayden getting to the end of it. Ricchetti. Van Gerritsen into Okocha. Okocha tried to square it, perhaps for Hayden, but nobody got onto the end of it. And I'm sure that would have been a second goal if somebody got into the end of it, but nevertheless, it remains 1-0. Now Rupp. Behrman. To Obashon to Shet. Under and forward to Ibrahimovic. Here's Obashon to Shet again. Forward to Behrman. Cairo very patient in the build-up here. Here's Asagi. Okocha. Through ball to Hayden. Hayden off the base of the post. And it's cleared away by Conwald. Andren with a throw deep in Kapstad's half. Heading into the box. Fires, and what a shot from the edge of the box. Nifemi Angerin has doubled Cairo's advantage here. Well, they had the throw in with Obashon Touchet. Managed to dribble past Bailey. And what a shot that was. An excellent opportunity there from Angerin. And it is Cairo 2, Kapstad 0. Van Gerritsen now cutting out the pass. Through ball by Okocha to Hayden. Hayden. And it's pushed wide, and it's a free kick. Hayden ruled offside on that movement. Kapstad now have it all to do here. Angerin forward to Ibrahimovic. Angerin. It's sent clear. Asagi to Van Gerritsen. Behrman, Obashon Touchet, inspired over the bar. At the 30-minute mark, it is Van Gerritsen with the free kick, and it falls to Angerin again. And Angerin has put a second goal on the board. If it stands, VAR looking at it. And no, it will not stand. Van Gerritsen crossed it in from the free kick. It was headed down by Rupp, and Angerin just not in a fair bit offside. It would be fair to say. Now Kapstad with a chance. Cabral sends it forward. Brooks. And it's deflected back. Here comes Kapstad again, perhaps. Doug. But Isagi takes it off of So Hot right now. Dribbling through the defense. Isagi. And it's pushed over the bar by Von Bismarck. And the cross. And Squall Vercetti has scored a goal off of the corner by Nifemi Angerin. What a set-piece move here. Angerin finding the veteran Vercetti, perfectly heading it past the goalkeeper. And it is 3-0 to Cairo City before the end of the first half. And another pass, another forward attempt by Kapstad. So hot right now, sending it to Brooks. Brooks into Joker to Tiki-Taka, who might have just scored the opener for Kapstad if VAR allows it. Apologies there, that move developed very quickly, and it will stand. Here it is again. So hot right now to Joker to Brooks, back to Joker, who immediately advanced it for Taka and Tiki-Taka. Well, that was Tiki-Taka if ever I've seen it. And Kapstad do have a lifeline here. But even though we will more than likely go into halftime with a score of 3-1. Kapstad perhaps with one more move before the half, although it's hijacked by Cairo City as I say that. Vercetti to Van Gerritsen. Now here is Okocha. Isagi. Isagi dueling with Brooks. Gets past, sends it back to Obashan Couchette, who fires it into the stands. And that will do it for the first half. Cairo City with a strong impression early on in this match. Although Kapstad did get one back there toward the end of the half. But for right now, it is Cairo 3, Kapstad 1. Again, this would be a very valuable 3 points for Cairo. Could potentially kickstart a late season push to be among the title contenders. Although the same could be said for Kapstad if they can somehow come back from this deficit. Kapstad did kick us off, but it's Cairo with possession now. Here is Isagi. Isagi dribbling past Tamime and shot far post, but couldn't get it on target. Apologies for the voice crack there. And Gerritsen now with a deep throw for Cairo. Squares it to Obashan Touchette, who sends it back to Bierman. And Gerritsen, 1-2 with Isagi, then into the box, and it's shot right at Von Bismarck. And it's pass cut out by Obashan Touchette, finds its way back to them, and now Angerin on the near wing. Crossed in, doesn't quite get it right though. It has been an excellent performance by Angerin, with a goal and an assist already. Scoring in the 13th minute, of course, and then that excellent corner kick to Squall Vercetti and made the deficit 3. Now here is Okocha, back to Bierman. Into the box and forces Von Bismarck to carry it out. Ibrahimovic gets to the end of it, but can't quite find the right shirt. Kapstad persisting in the short play, even though this Cairo press has been taking advantage of it thus far. Now is a long ball, and it's headed down by Vercetti. Obashan Touchette forward to Hayden, and then back. And here's Angerin. Cutting inside. Finds the opportunity, and it's off the post. That was very nearly a brace for Angerin. But it remains 3-1. And now the corner by Angerin. And it is Vercetti, who had scored from the last corner, but this time gets it over the bar. Bierman now. Hayden is soggy. Bashon Touchette. Ibrahimovic back to Hayden. And what a passing move that was for Cairo. The question is, was Hayden offside for that final move there? They are reviewing it. And it will not stand despite a very skillful passing sequence there. Hayden is indeed just offside. Another corner for Angerin. It's headed over the bar again by Vercetti. Ibrahimovic forward to Okocha. Okocha getting past the defenders, and it's forced behind by Joker. Van Gerritsen. And it's headed clear. Hayden crosses in, clean by Van Bismarck. Now Cairo coming forward, or passing amongst the defense, rather. Van Gerritsen dribbling through the center. Shoots, and it's over the bar. Joker with the cross is claimed by Gunnleifsson. It falls to Ibrahimovic. Angerin keeping it in bounds. But Ibrahimovic dispossessed by Bailey. Pass for Joker, though, cut out by Van Gerritsen in response. Back to Okocha by Van Gerritsen. And then back to Van Gerritsen. Here's Bierman. Isagi turns, passes it to Ibrahimovic, who forces a stave out of Von Bismarck. Time ticking down. Cairo very much going for more. Here's Van Gerritsen. And Vercetti heads it on to Mike Ruff. And Cairo City very much claiming these 3 points today. Excuse me, it looked like it had headed off to Vercetti. I am told that Van Gerritsen does receive credit for the assist, but nevertheless, they all count the same, and it is 4-1, Cairo City ahead of Kapstad here in the closing stages. Brooks, though, for Kapstad, tried to find, I believe that was So Hot right now, but couldn't quite. Joker cuts out the returning pass, though. Joker through to So Hot right now. It's deflected behind. Conwald with the corner. Headed clear by Rupp. Brooks, though, had a shot, and it was nullified by Conwald being offside there. Here's Vercetti for Cairo. Centering it for Bashon Touchette. Now Angerin. Passes to Ibrahimovic. Inclon got the challenge in, but it went back to Ibrahimovic. Cross in by Ibrahimovic, and it's headed clear. Balls to Van Gerritsen. Okocha. Isagi. Back to Ibrahimovic. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic weighs in on the score sheet. And it is 5-1 in favor of Cairo City. Well, it's a banner day for the team from Egypt. It's a sort of performance they build monuments for, you might say. Doug sending in the free kick for Capstad. Headed up into the air, and Okocha trying to send it clear. Doug crosses. Van Gerritsen heads it down, and Isagi could lead the break here for Cairo. Andre to Okocha. Now Van Gerritsen. Back to Okocha. Isagi. Squares it to Hayden. Hayden forces another save out of Von Bismarck. Andren has assisted from a corner already today. Sends this one in. This one headed clear by David Doug. Falls back to Andren though. Squared it, and Conwald blocks it behind for another corner kick. Andren's head, and it's headed just off the bar, corner of goal by by Ibrahimovic. And the rebound shot also held by Von Bismarck. Well, in the dying seconds, it's a corner for Capstad. This could only possibly be a consolation goal, if anything. And not even that, as Okocha clears the ball and the referee blows for full time. What a performance from Cairo City. And it's exactly at the time they needed it, too. Some incredible performances all around. JJ Okocha is given player of the match, but contributions as well from Squall Vercetti, Mike Rupp, Nifemi Angerin, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Tiki Taka, the only scorer for Capstad on this occasion. And it was not enough to prevent defeat. An important win for Cairo City, 5-1 over FC Capstad. And now on to our final match of the day, as it is AS Paris hosting Athenai FC, who have had an incredible first half of the season thus far, finding themselves in and amongst the title picture. AS Paris there with the 5-5, as I like to call it. And here is Athenai with a 4-3-3. And you see there Athenai in third place currently, which is much better than they have been the last couple of seasons. Certainly they've not had the most stellar record over the last few seasons, but this might finally be the year everything comes together. It is Athenai who start us off in the white and blue. Zanetti with the cross for Paris. Headed up into the air. Biakra sends it away. Although Ness does get to it. There's Wartooth. Now Zanetti, but it's blocked by Washburn. And now Athenai on the break. Here is Martinez, but it's nicked by Ness. Tortellini now forward to Cinnamon. Cinnamon back to Zanetti. Found Tortellini. It looked like Celesi was diving to get it, but couldn't quite get on it. And it is a goal kick to Athenai, which has been taken as Jeeves coming down the wing. Nearly dispossessed by Crazy Tomato the second, but ultimately regains possession. Biakra Sends it back to Juliusson. Huga. Pulls her. Pass for Jeeves is cut out. And it's Paris who come forward, but that pass not quite on line for Tortellini, but does get onto the end of it anyway. Tortellini crosses it in. It's headed over the bar by Cinnamon. Lath and I have built up quite a bit of momentum in the early goings of this season. Certainly would want to make good on that by winning as much as they can, and this would be a prime opportunity to do so, to prove that they are indeed among the title chasers. Well, having said that, Ness is now crossing into Wilk for Paris. Wilk shoots from distance, and it's over the bar. Paris, meanwhile, just behind Avenai in the standings, will be looking for a win here over similar opposition to boost their own potential dark horse title hopes. That pass from Fiacre not quite on target, and now Paris come forward again. Crazy Tomato, the second, forces a save out of Duke, but is offside, so even if it had gone in, it would not count. Huga with the corner for Athena. Crossed in, it's headed clear, although Fiacre does get to it. Huga, back to Fiacre, who fires over the bar. It is Urkel who will send it long for Paris, although Athenai briefly won possession, but it is back at the feet of Paris. I almost said in the hands of, but that would be illegal because this is soccer. Now it crosses and it's blocked and sent clear. Here's Wilk inside the box, and it's a good save from Duke. Zanetti with the corner for Paris. It's headed clear by Mertz. Tomato the second gets to it. Cross in. And it falls to the feet of Dominic Wilk, who has absolutely blasted it past the keeper. And what a move this was. Crazy Tomato the second gets to the end line, crosses it in. It looked like either Martinez or Jeeves probably could have gotten ahead to it. But on the half volley, it is Dominic Wilk who puts Paris ahead 1-0. Well, he'd been looking for a moment of quality from this match, and that was the first one we'd seen. And it has been a very strong showing for Paris here. Athenai not quite off the blocks today, it would seem. Crazy Tomato the second, sending in the corner for Paris. Falls to Wartooth, back to Tortellini, but Mertz sending it long. As we near halftime, Athenai have yet to produce a shot on target. It has been all AS Paris here. And at the break, it is AS Paris 1, Athenai FC 0. Athenai, of course, have dominated possession, as you can see there, 64% to 36%, but simply have not been creating chances. Both these teams could absolutely benefit from the 3 points here today. And both these teams certainly evenly matched if the balance of the season thus far is anything to go by. I think we're in for a cracker of a second half here. And this time it is Paris who get us started off in the blue shirt and the white pants. Don't get confused. Zanetti past Washburn. Zanetti closed down. Here is Ness trying to find Salesi. Dispossessed by Juliusson. As Martinez on the near wing just keeps it in. And Athenai will be looking to improve on that first half performance. They have yet to shoot on target. And as we all know, shooting on target is very important if you want to win soccer matches. Tortellini now for Paris. Gets past the defense, and it's a very tight angle, and it's forced behind for a corner kick. But once again, the Paris attack cutting through this Atheni defense. Corner by Zanetti, heading clear. Tomato had a shot, and it's blocked and sent behind again. Tortellini forward to Tomato. Tomato ruled offside again. Cinnamon into Zanetti. And Duke very much alive to that one. Well, that graph there in the upper left tells the story. It has been all Paris all the time as Zanetti sends in another corner. Balls to Tomato. Tomato cannons the shot off Mertz. And it's sent back. And now a scrap here at the other end. Hyuga gets to the end of it. Here is Jeeves. Jeeves in space. Finds Martinez. And it's forced behind by Urkel. And that, I believe, was Atheni's first shot on target thus far. Hyuga will send in the corner. And it is claimed by Urkel out of the air. But some signs of life from the Greeks now. Only 30 minutes remain. They do still have a chance at an equalizer, but they will need to create some chances here in the closing stages if they hope to rescue at least a point from this match. Smallwood tried to find Clements, but pass was off target as Wartooth sends it back to Urkel in goal. Ball lands at Julius's feet. Dribbling up the near wing. And Wilk just dispossessing. Paris now come forward. Here's Wartooth again with the long pass. Tortellini sends it forward to Selic. Selic fooled by Mertz. Selic crosses for Salesi. And Martin Salesi might have just put this match on ice. Well, it was a quick counter. And Selic, with excellent vision, to find Salesi making the run toward the center. And an excellently placed low cross to secure the goal and potentially end this match. It is AS Paris 2, Atheni 0. Juliuson's pass forward. Biakra out to Jeeves. Biakra in space, but Urkel gets to it first. And that would have been an excellent move, but the ball just a little bit offline from where it needed to be. As Urkel now punting the ball long. Clements now. Hyuga to Jeeves. Jeeves in space. Closed down by Camavinga, but Urkel there again with the save. Time running out for Atheni. They have 10 minutes to produce 2 goals or more. Some quick passing from Atheni, but it falls back to Juliuson. Now Hyuga switches the flank to Washburn. Ball in for Jeeves. Jeeves cutting into the box. Off the crossbar for Jeeves. Martinez recycles possession, and that is as close as Atheni have come today. Here is Zanetti. Tortellini sends it back to Wartooth. Now Paris building again. Here is Wilk. And Jeeves sticks a foot in on Wilk. The referee has blown for a penalty. VAR having a look at it. And the penalty has been overturned. The foul was outside the box. Jeeves will see yellow for this, but it certainly could have been even worse. It is, though, a dangerous free kick here for Zanetti. And it's off the wall, and it's back behind for a corner. Zanetti with a chance from the corner, but it's headed clear by Mertz. Athletic certainly grateful not to give up that penalty. That would have been a backbreaker, but even as it is, they can't seem to muster up enough chances to get themselves back into this one. Biacca's pass forward, cut out by Paris again. Here is Tortellini. Back out to Zanetti. Huga gets a foot in, and Atheni win it back. Biacca now out wide to ask Jeeves. Forward to Martinez. Martinez squares it, and Smallwood. The shot just was not good enough. Time's certainly running down as Juliuson comes forward. We are at the mercy of the referee's whistle now. Smallwood forward to Pulser. Tried to find the through ball for Clements, but misjudged the line. Paris coming forward again. Jeeves does dispossess Alesi, though. Here's Martinez. Can't get past Ness, though. Paris now. And that is that here in Paris. It is a 2-0 victory for AS Paris over Atheni. Both of these teams were looking for some mid-season momentum to potentially catapult themselves toward the top of the table. But it is AS Paris who emerged victorious from this mid-table clash. Milo Cinnamon is your player of the match, and goals by Dominic Wilk and Martin Salesi confirm the result for Paris. It was a spirited effort by Atheni, but simply did not create enough chances, and certainly not early enough in the match. But a well-worked victory for AS Paris. And that, my friends, is that for Matchday 8 here in the SSL Minor League. Certainly going to be a very interesting title run-in, and I can't wait to watch the rest of it with you. Till next time, this has been Metafiction. Take care.